Can you hear me well? Yes. Good. Has everyone got their seat? You're nice and comfy? All right. Well, we'll get started. Happy Tuesday. Just want to go over a little bit of updates for the community. So do we have any resident announcements before we get started? Okay.
Good morning. My name's Gail Jewish, and I'm here to give you a pitch for the Employee Gift Fund. I am not a member of the Employee Gift Fund. Like you, I'm just a member of the community. I moved in October of 2021, and I want to give you two experiences that I had when I moved in that made me a firm believer in this as a community and the people who serve us. First of all, I was wined, dined, treated like a princess, and once money had exchanged hands and my signature was on the line and they brought me in, COVID was just breaking up, and it was like I was dumped in a black hole. Because I didn't have an ambassador, I didn't know anybody, and although I've lived in apartments during my career, I've never been in an apartment or a place before where I didn't have a purpose, or I wasn't working. So it was a difficult time for me, and the people that saved me, that helped me, were the people at the front desk. And I've known from various experiences along the line that the most important people that you come into contact with when you're coming into a new situation is the first person that you meet, because they set the tone for how you're going to react for the rest of the meeting. Think how excited we are when it's a robot that answers the telephone, and then the robot passes it on to a robot who passes it on to a robot. Well, you know, we used to have actual live people that talked to you the first time. And in my case, it was Sally who was here at the time, but the people who sat at the front desk in the South Building were the ones that helped to get me oriented, taught me the rules and regulations, and were immense help. And shortly after I arrived, something fell off my car. That's a stupid thing to say, you don't think? But I came in and I said, well, I'm going to go get some masking tape and tape it on the car. The security man named Rob was sitting behind the desk, and he looked at me and he said, that'll never work. And then he said, let me see what I've got. And he had electric tape. And he said, but I don't think that'll work, but let me try. So he went out to the car, taped the thing together, and the next day was his day off, and he went to the store on his own and bought Gorilla Tape, taped it, found my car, taped it together. And for those of you who saw the Lexus that had 3 strips of tape on it for the whole year, that was thanks to Rob. And any of you who happen to need Gorilla Tape, there's an extra roll of it in the South Desk. The other thing that I'm impressed with is the wait staff. Now, I know that one of the things that people complain about the most is the food. I don't want to talk about the food because the wait staff aren't the people that do the cooking. They aren't the people who make the menus. They aren't the people that decide whether things are going to be fried or poached or whatever it is, or how much salt's going to be added. All the things that we all complain about. But the wait staff are usually of the age that our grandchildren or our great-grandchildren are. And I can't tell you the amount of flack that I have heard them take from you and I because of things that are completely beyond their control, and yet I have never heard a nasty, mean retort come out of the wait staff. And yet, these are some of the people that we pay the least of anybody here. So, I make this pitch. I will be a major contributor. I contributed to the fund within a month and a half of my being here. I made a year's contribution because of the way I was treated at the front desk and because of the wait staff. And as I said to Robin, if this were a political talk, I would tell you all to give till it hurts. But that's probably not the best way to end this kind of conversation, so please dig into your pockets.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate that heartfelt and comedic relief as well. Thank you. Any other resident update or announcements? No? Okay, so we'll get started with a little bit going on at Regency Oaks. So just another reminder, I know Ms. Candy Mueller and Tom Luter has been a big asset in our new resident buy, sell, and trade. It is right there in the app you can go to, and it's right there where you'll see obviously the red circle, buy, sell, and trade, and it's got a lot of the items that other residents are buying, selling, or trading. So I was really excited about that, and I just wanted to make sure that we continued to remind you and mention. IHS, they are still doing their 2 free hours if you refer a friend for any services, and they have placed puzzles in the boxes to be complete, and then just drop those off to their office for free hours and free services. So again, if you have any friends that might need any extra help, please do get with IHS and Christine, and they can help you and your friend out. A little bit of updates from Evan. So staffing update, we've continued to discuss some of our staffing challenges. We do have had a little bit of a transition in some of our team members. A couple of them retired, so not all negative. Some of it's really exciting stuff. But we are welcoming 2 new hires this week in orientation. One will be in laundry and one in housekeeping. I don't know the exact assignment yet. Evan will know that closer to the time, and we'll communicate that accordingly. But if you do have any questions about anything, we want to remind you that the weekly housekeeping chat is held in Grand Lobby South every Wednesday at 10:30. So again, if you have anything you want to discuss with housekeeping, 10:30 on Wednesdays at Grand Lobby South, and they will be there. Just a little bit, of course, from our Clearwater Carpet. They are our company that comes in and helps us clean our carpets. We're on quite a big campus and 5 levels and lots of wings, so we need a little extra help with that. So their next assignment will be the north first floor high traffic pathway. And they're scheduled for this upcoming Wednesday, August 7th. And then the next would be the second floor south, north wing, A wing, P wing, and then the second floor north, S, M, and R. And that will be August 21st and August 22nd for those dates. So we have gotten them back on a schedule, and we are happy that we've got a solidified cadence for our services that we need for our carpet. Just a little update about COVID. It has gotten much better, hasn't gone away completely, but of course we were seeing 5 and 6 cases. A lot of them have resolved with no major issues that I'm aware of. Health Center have all resolved and are at 0. We do have 1 active case in the north, but definitely significant improvement as a community. So just looking forward to keeping that closer to 0 than 5. A little bit from Kelly. She wanted to mention to please check your phone for any block numbers beginning with 229. So for whatever reason, Regency Oaks phone number shows up as 727-299-8446 or a 229 line, and not the 727-791-3381 line that you call into. We're going to look more into that. This is a little bit of kind of something we just discovered. But if you have that blocked, we can show you how to unblock it because it might be Regency calling you. So we did learn that, and we are trying to get to the bottom of what that's about. But if for whatever reason you have anything blocked, unblock it, because it might be from the 229. So just a little information, we actually do these monthly. So it's good information, right? It's not the most upbeat, but it's definitely good for us to keep a pulse on what's going on in your health statuses. So in July, we're 2 up in our falls from June. We had 10 hospitalizations. We had 1 rehospitalization. The number 1 common hospitalization diagnosis has continued to either be falls, injury, or weakness. Number 2 is CHF. Number 3 is renal failure. And then referrals to therapy, we've had 12, down from 18. Referrals to IHS, up 14 from 12. And then referrals to home health, up 2 from 6 last month, or June to July. Transitions to higher level of care is 3, and we of course have unfortunately had 4 deaths in July. So just kind of looking at that statistics, obviously there's lots of aging in place and lots of transitional aspects going on within our community, but we continue to focus on falls. And know Kelly has recently done a health clinic, and will continue to focus to work closely with our wellness team, as well as our therapy and even our fitness team, because it is our goal to keep you upright, not having falls, and not in the hospital. So again, just a little information that we do keep up with every month. Updates from plant operations. We do still have some residents who have not picked up their hurricane supplies that were ordered on their behalf, so please do. We'll get a list out of who those residents are, but we do want to make sure you get those because you're going to need those. So we had 165 work orders completed, 170 are open. I'm sure you can imagine how and why. Jacuzzi is closed this week. We are waiting on some parts. We are still working on that north flat roof. It's been completed, but we did have some delays just with rain. We replaced an HVAC in a new unit turnover apartment, new move-in. We have some additional roof repairs in the gastropub that were completed, and we have some roof repairs in the north dining room. And then we replaced some fans in the health center kitchen. So the 107 open are, of course, lots of areas identified after our torrential downpour. So we're continuing to focus and work on those. A little bit of information from Betsy. Again, I cannot say it enough. She does not like verbal affirmations, but I do need to recognize and appreciate her because she really has been the driver of this, going to each one of your apartments, and it's been sincerely appreciated with everything else going on. But update for the pendant project, the north and the south buildings have the updated check-in buttons, and the pull cords have been installed in all the common areas. They are going to be installing additional locators on the campus before they can complete the mapping. So access to apartments will be requested for the mapping process. We will let you know. So the same way they went into every apartment to install those buttons, they need to go inside your apartment the second time. They couldn't do it together because it would have been too complicated and too time consuming and too much equipment and just really, really confusing for everyone involved. So they're going to come back a second time to do the geo mapping. That means they'll go into each room of your home, and that will be able to tell us if you have an issue. We know you're in the living room. We know you're in the bedroom. We know you're in the bathroom. So it's a significant improvement from our current system, but that is the purpose and the premise for them needing to enter your home, is for that geo mapping. So again, more information on that once we get a schedule solidified, and Betsy and the team will help head that up as well. So the new check-in button, of course it is a separate and larger. It does need to be held down. We went ahead and said 5 seconds. If you count to 3 too quickly, it might not be enough time. But it does need to be held down just a little bit, or the light will not, it won't light up when pressed. So, I'm sorry, it will not light up when pressed at all. But you need to hold it down for 5 seconds for it to work and be signaled.
Are Are we doing okay with it?
I don't have any, Betsy, you want to speak to that? Any issues? I'm not aware of any. Usually I am.
Great. Yeah,
Usually I'm the first, but no, not.
We get a report every day at 10 o'clock, just like the old system, and so I get those emailed directly to me as well. And so today I did identify there's just a couple issues, I think, but it's very minimal for a brand new system. Everybody's doing a great job with it, and the people that are missing it are the same ones that missed it with the last system. So it's more user error than system error, I think.
See, it's y'all's fault, not ours. Just kidding. Just kidding. Your wake-up call, that's right. At this stage in the project, it does not affect your current pendants. Do continue to use those, and we, of course, will tell you when otherwise. So again, we need to get all those new ones programmed. So a little bit from Ginger. So we have, of course, today, Tuesday, the beach glass art, which is beautiful. I always love that. 10 a.m. to 2 in South Lobby. Wednesday, August 7th, we have Carmen, the travel planner, at 11 a.m. in Town Hall. She is cruise planning is the specialty. So if you're looking for that cruise, that's going to be super exciting stuff. Make sure at 11 a.m. you visit there. That's here in the Town Hall. Wednesday, August 7th, we have RO Dance Night, 7 p.m. Grand Lobby South. Thursday, August 8th, our monthly cocktail party, and it's disco themed, so that will be fun. Bring your bell bottoms and sequins. And then Friday, August 9th is going to be a musical bingo with Joanne, 2 p.m. in Grand Lobby South. I know that's a lot of people's favorite. So that will be Friday, August 9th. Little update from sales. So just so everyone's aware, Erin did lose her mother this week. So Erin is out on bereavement or PTO. She will be back next week. But nonetheless, we still have our full team in place. We ended July, we were a little short this last month. We ended with one close on a budget of 3. However, we did receive several deposits and closings for August. So the number is 16 total for quarter 3. And so with August's uptick in activity, we should be able to meet that. Marketing event is still planned for 8/8 at 11:30. Again, Erin will not be in attendance, but her whole team is here, so we'll make sure that that is as successful as they always are. And then I know that is basically the Life Care presentation, and we do have, I believe the last number she said was about 30 RSVPs, so we're looking like it's going to be a very successful event. So again, thank you to all of our ambassadors and all of our residents who always help with that. Food and beverage reminders. Theme night is Wednesday, August 14th. That is beach theme. Come dressed tropical and beach attire. North dining room closed for lunch, just a reminder. Pub closed for dinner, but open for breakfast and lunch. Next gourmet is actually Wednesday, August 7th and Wednesday, August 28th. Our next food and wine pairing is August 22nd. Wine Club, August 13th. Beer Club, August 20th. And just again, another reminder that Dustin is now with us in Johnny's old role, but he is still kind of going in between IL, independent living, and skilled nursing. So we are continuing to recruit for that position. We've had a couple interviews, so we're just trying to make our determination from those candidates. And then Daniel, who took Maddie's position, has actually started. So he's hit the ground running. He finished orientation. Usually they want to take a couple days off after orientation, but not Daniel. So he's here, and we're looking forward to having our food and beverage leadership team back intact. So our employee of the month was Nick Cruz. So super excited about that. We know our favorite department is maintenance. It's very tough, and Nick Cruz is just absolutely awesome to have him as our employee of the month. So thanks again for those that voted for him, and we're really proud of him. And just a little bit from me. Again, we're lots of budget season, so those that have been actively, those residents that have been participating know it is portion by portion. Last week we had our first budget meeting, and that was on occupancy, where we budgeted to be occupied in 8L, assisted living, and skilled nursing, in independent living, how many move-ins, how many move-outs, how many historical higher levels of care, how many historical calls to heaven, lots and lots and lots that goes into each figment of the budget. So last week was all about occupancy, and each week will be another piece to the budget. We'll go into sales, we'll go into labor and wages, all of that exciting stuff. I know Miss Margaret's looking forward to it, and Miss Bobby, and we just appreciate your continued cooperation and collaboration with that. So we'll have those meetings weekly with the DRR, who is Miss Margaret, and the board. So did want to mention, Miss Margaret wanted me to let everyone know we are requesting items you want to see added to the community. If there is something that you would like to be added as a capital expenditure or a project to our community, please turn in your suggestions to Margaret by August 12th.
Or any other rural person.
Or any other rural person. You're a good president, delegate. So we are requesting those, and we will need to have a deadline by August 12th because we have a deadline for our budget and to ownership. So please, after August 12th, we will need to move forward, and so we need your suggestions prior to that. I do have my interview set for August 8th with the OIR. It is about an hour, so I will have the results of our 3-year audit that we have recently concluded. So I'll have more information to report after that exit interview. And everyone's exciting favorite topic, including Darwin's this week. I just want to remind everyone, our vinyl lanais are not waterproof. So we've asked before, if there is a storm heading, and we know that, we need to make sure that we have removed any electrical or valuable items from around those windows, or call maintenance to help you prior to the storm. So I know we have had some leaky lanais. The team has 107 work orders addressing, but a lot of them do tend to be the vinyls. Those are not made to be waterproof. And I want to make sure that we level set that expectation. On a different topic, Evan is going on FMLA, starting, that is Family Medical Leave Act. He is having his 3rd baby, and he is going to go on paternity leave for a short amount of time. So they have up to 12 weeks, so he's going to definitely take it starting the 10th of August. And then let me know intermittently moving forward. So if you don't see Evan, that's why. He's still with us, but he is at home being a daddy. So we will have Wanda here that's going to assist in his absence, and we'll be able to continue meeting all of your needs and housekeeping. So other than that, I know we've got a couple items. Maintenance has been very busy these last 2 weeks, where our north elevator is down, and they came out last night, but still no resolution. So we are waiting. Oops. Sorry about that. Got it. 1 second. It'll come back up. Got it. So we are waiting on getting that to be repaired. So again, just communicating on that. We have a sign on it. It's currently out of order. I don't have an ETA yet, but I will get an ETA as soon as possible for you. So other than that, again, just want to, this is straight from our handbook. Lanais, all apartments have at least one lanai or screened sunroom. Lanais are visible for other residents and guests. It is important to retain a pleasing outside appearance. So the following guidelines apply. Appropriate furniture, small plants. Please remove unsightly items such as old furniture, laundry, anything like that. We comply with local fire safety requirements, so grills are prohibited. Figured you know that much. Residents are responsible for items on their lanais. Please be considerate of your neighbors if you are having a big party on your lanai. We do not have those used for kitty or puppy waste, so please don't use lanais for puppy pads and dogs, hopefully, or cats. And then again, in case of severe weather, electronics and valuable items do need to be removed from those Lanai's. So I just want to make sure that we can level set and get ahead of that expectation moving into, we have another storm coming. We don't know exactly, oh yes, told you it's going to be an active season. There's another one out there. We're not sure of the trajectory just yet. It's just something to keep an eye on for about August 12th to August 14th. It might go below us and not come this direction and head back towards Mexico and Texas again. But nonetheless, it will be a very, very, very big season. So we're all here for you. We're all here to make sure that we're all safe. So on that note, any questions you have for me? We see you, Ms. Val. Betsy's coming.
If you'll always be here for us, what happened this weekend, there was nobody here, I was told. I asked for towels on Friday, can't have any, it's not raining. I asked for towels on Saturday. I'm sorry, it's not raining, you won't get it. I'm not up in the morning, so I don't usually come here, but I was very concerned about this. On Sunday, I guess it was, my lanai was flooded. My windows were not wet, my floor was wet. And your maintenance people have been there over 3 times for this. I've been put on a list for whenever you get a bucket truck out here. But this would be the 3rd time, I think, Darwin, that this is the bucket truck has been out here. So my whole entire lanai, so it's not just the windows.
Okay, thank you.
If you would like to say something, and would there be somebody here for this next storm that we're having, and we're not left alone?
So I was actually here on Sunday, and I had quite a few of my team members here, so that's not an accurate statement, Ms. Val. I was here on Sunday. I went and visited brunch. I was in the dining room. I made my rounds. I checked on all buildings, and I was here on site, and my team was on standby if it got worse, but it was just a lot of rain. But in the future, when there is a named category or a named hurricane, we all are here, but I was here with Spiro. He was working alongside of me, and Kelly was here, Layla was here, so we had some people here.
I'd like to report on that.
Okay.
I talked to the young lady at the front desk in the cell. She said, oh, there's nobody here, we can't do anything about that. So
Well, we'll definitely educate the front desk.
wait a minute, I said at that point, I said, please, I think it's about time you call somebody. And then somebody came in, just to
Sure.
let you know that
Well, I want to be clear on that too. Leaky lanais during an emergency, during a storm are not an emergency. It's just simply not, and I know you don't love that answer, but that is the facts.
But if you ask for help ahead of time, so you're ready.
Okay, Ms. Val, you and I can meet afterwards if you'd like. This sounds more of a personal discussion you'd like to have, so we can do that.
I know it's other people who have had problems.
Okay, well, I feel like I've given you an answer. Yes, Ms. Jean.
Kind of along that same line, is the roof on the north building the original roof?
No, it's not. It's been replaced. The building was built 31 years ago and it was replaced like around 15. Usually it's 20 years to 25 warranty. So that's on the capital for 2024. So we're looking to replace the roof. Well, it's not original.
So that's already one of the things you're gonna talk about,
That's one of the items.
one of the items.
Yes, that and the elevators are on the list when I see it.
Okay, and for those of us that live on the 5th floor and have leaks in the roof, have nothing to do with the windows, which are the good windows, are they going to be repaired within, like mine? Is somebody gonna look again for the?
Yes, we have a list of all the nights we have issues and all the roof leaks, and we are working those and trying to schedule those for the next week or the following to get repaired. So we do have a list, and we're going to be working on all the roof. They have water intrusion in the lanais, the glass in lanais. We show
Okay.
glass in lanais.
If the roof goes on the 25 budget, would that have to follow the paving, which is also on the budget to do?
No, so that's already been slated for the budget, that's already in progress. 2025 will be, obviously going into 2025, and that does not have to be in place, no. It would be in combination with multiple items, multiple large items, come on. So you can see the words.
Is it possible to write on a whiteboard who's in attendance from the
management on a bad day?
Well, we'll make sure to also communicate to the front desk. It sounds like we had some miscommunication because I specifically checked in with both of them. So I'm not sure why, but we can most certainly do that. Yeah, we can let them know who's on site. But like I said, it was not a named hurricane, and so I was here and determined it was just a lot of rain and water. So bringing in my director of financial services who can't fix leaks or roofing didn't make a lot of sense.
Nobody can go fix the roof in the middle of the
You can't, thank you, that's correct. No one can fix a leaky roof in the middle of a storm regardless. So exhausting all of my directors when they have long weeks this week was just simply not viable.
I think we had a lot of water in our bedroom because of the way the storm was headed. So when I knew what was happening to us, I called downstairs to say, I know nobody's in this restaurant anymore because we had already eaten. You better check it. And I don't know what damage they had, but just before that they had put new tile on the roof in the leak that we had, so I hope that helped. But I was thinking, when we know about a storm, we had to use so many towels, and then we were running out of them, and it was constant. Wherever it's going to hit, that's going to happen to people, I think, especially with the bedroom windows. How could we have them at a place that people can come get them, or in each building, or what could we do about
That's
that?
absolutely a good recommendation, and we intend to do that. Specifically, we had an incident with an apartment that we used about 100 towels when we should have used the shop vac. So obviously, moving forward, we will be cleaning up those type of things appropriately to begin with, so we're not at a loss of towels, and we could have those readily accessible. So we most certainly plan that. Thank you.
Hi, I just wanted to say I buy my own extra towels just for those emergencies. So to me that covers my problem, so I don't know what other people think about that, but it's an easy solution.
Agreed. Absolutely.
Sunday afternoon, I realized that I have no air conditioning. So I rebooted it a couple of times, but it did not work. So I went downstairs and I told them about it. And my lanai, I have windows. It was like a river coming in. And they said, well, there's nobody here that can do anything. And I cleaned up the whole night between the water running and hot like hell. But I cleaned up my lanai. When the guy came yesterday, he came at 9:45 yesterday morning to fix the air conditioner. And he tried and it worked for a little bit. But then he had to come back at 2 o'clock. But she sure was glad my lanai was clean because I cleaned up with my own towels the whole night. And the worst part for me, it was dragging this water with the wet towels into the bathroom to empty it into the, So, I had not a good weekend, that's for sure.
Well, I can tell, and I am sorry about that. Absolutely. Like I said, we do intend to, there was someone here, Spiro was here, there was someone on call, I was on site. Moving forward, I did talk with Darwin and Evan. We will plan, again, in a named storm. We do plan to have somebody from maintenance that would stay overnight or that would stay here. But there were people here, so I am sorry if that was communicated otherwise, and I'm sorry for your inconvenience. I know that's frustrating.
I just want to say that I was in the dining room in the north building when the rain patterns outside the windows were just so weird, so unusual for us. But I felt safe the entire time, and I noticed that the water in our streets flowed to the retention area. We didn't have to worry about our cars getting flooded in the parking lots, like happened to many other people. So if I knew who our architect was, I would want to give him a big thank you for designing this place so well that we came through that storm pretty well. Thank you.
Thank you for such great perspective, Ms. Melanie. Appreciate that.
I know there are other apartments besides mine and my sister's and a couple other I know. Our leak is not
from the windows that we have, but it's from the place where the ceiling and the side wall meet. And it comes at that point, falls down over the window and onto the floor. My cat thinks it's wonderful.
Oh, I bet. Have you made maintenance aware? Like I said, they have an ongoing list. We could be here all day.
I didn't update it, but this has gone on since 2007.
Were you aware of that?
2017 when we moved in.
Okay. What's your apartment number, if you don't mind sharing?
8308.
You write that down? Okay. Thank you. Yes, Miss Jean? Like I said, I know it's very frustrating, but like Miss Melanie just mentioned, you know, when there's a storm, your safety is our priority. I'm sorry if it was frustrating to have dirty towels. I'm sorry if it was frustrating to have leaky lanais. But to make sure that your food, your health, any type of crises, all of those things are our absolute first priority.
Darwin, I just want to make sure, the North Library, it flooded in at the windows. And a maintenance guy came and looked at it. I want to make sure it got reported because the whole area where the table, the shop vac is, is there a shop vac in there now because the carpet was soaked?
Okay, I know they checked on it, they dried it up, and it's on the list that we're gonna be following up like the rest of it.
No, I know that. I just wanted to make sure, like now, no one can even sit at the table, no one can walk.
We'll follow up. It's our understanding that they did get in there with the shop vac, but we'll follow up.
Okay. Because that can't sit and wait, or it
Of
shouldn't
course.
sit and wait.
Absolutely.
I know the fix will take time, but the wet carpeting.
Yeah, I get that now. Okay. Anything else? All right, well, happy Tuesday. Oh, I'm so sorry. Miss Maddie had something to say.
I would like to say I felt an outstanding job possible was done by all, especially by Mr. D for housekeeping and Ron Carla for maintenance. They reached out to help me because they know I don't have any family or children. I'm 92. I only came here with 6 months to live, and that was 10 years ago. But I'd like to say one other thing. In January, I had a new floor installed, and they didn't do the grouting. So even with my glass windows, double glass type windows, I still got flooded. But let me tell you something. Mr. D, who took over, he saved my life and my patio. So I'd like to thank Mr. D and Juan Carla of maintenance because they put my mind at ease and I slept like a baby and the place dried up. And all the staff, thank you and God bless each and every one of you. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Miss Maddie. All right, have a wonderful day. Thank you all. Appreciate you attending.